What's up? It's Level Up Vega, and today I bring to you a movie review video, my first one yet on this channel. And today we're going to be reviewing the movie Girl Interrupted. Questionably diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, Susanna, played by Winona Ryder, rebels against the head nurse, Whoopi Goldberg, and top psychiatrist, Vanessa Redgrave, choosing instead to befriend the resident loonies, a group of troubled women including the seductively charismatic sociopath Lisa, played by Angelina Jolie. But Susanna quickly learns if she wants her freedom, she'll have to face the person who terrifies her most of all, herself. I'm gonna say right off the bat, this movie I was walking into and I didn't know what to expect. Obviously, I knew Angelina Jolie was a part of it. Seeing her in Girl Interrupted, it's like going back in time and seeing her 20 years ago play this, because this movie did come out in 1999. You can definitely see the difference in change in personality when it comes to Angelina Jolie and how they bounce off each other in this movie. It's really awesome to see these two together. This movie is rated R, and it is produced by Columbia Pictures. And if you didn't know, there's another actor in there, and when I saw him, I was recognizing him the whole movie, but I didn't know who he was. Turned out to be Jared Leto. This is the first movie I've seen that I liked him in, and I did see Suicide Squad and all that stuff. So that says a lot, okay? He's not that much of a bad act. He's kind of bad. The fact that this movie is rated R just makes it gives it that freedom that it can be as gritty as possible and just show you the nitty gritty and all that of everything that has to do with uh anything abnormal, if you call anything abnormal. The whole point of this movie is to ask you the question, what is normal and what is abnormal? Are they different things? Are they gifts? Are they curses? Like, that's what the movie's trying to convey to you, and it did a damn good job at it. So the movie starts off with Winona Ryder playing as Suzanne, the main character, and she tries to unalive herself and drinks a bottle of aspirin and chases it down with a bottle of vodka. And her family notices this and puts her in a psychic ward. It's like a psychic ward, but it has a whole bunch of rooms, and there's a lot of other girls just like her. And she's trying to decide what she's going to do with this problem, how she's going to move forward, how is she going to get out of here. Does she want to get out of here? Obviously she does. So that's where the movie takes place. Somewhere in the middle, halfway through the second act, you see Lisa, played by Angelina Jolie, come in. And from the get-go, what I got from it was she's perfectly fine. She's got anger management issues. And Angelina Jolie played that character so well. It's like she asked the director, if you can give me one word to portray this character, and the director probably said anger. And she just took that one word and played it to a T. She did not fail. She did not stutter. She did not stop. And playing off Winona Ryder, they both just bounced off each other. Like, every scene they were in together, which was probably good, at least quarter of the movie. I'd say 50% of the movie was both of them, especially the final act. You can just see how well they work together and how well they act. It's flawless. They both did such amazing jobs. Jared Leto comes in and he's basically trying to offer her some freedom, and he was the guy that was in love with her from the beginning, and he's coming to visit her, and when he visits her, he takes her outside, walks outside, and goes to his car. He says, "Come on, let's go, let's go." And she's asking where, like, what do you mean? And his whole idea is to take her to Canada. And he tells her, "I want to take you to Canada, and you don't belong here." And she goes, "I do want to go, but not with you." Now, moving over to spoiler territory, because there is so much to talk about. I cannot wait to talk about it. Coming into the final act, Suzanne has been writing in her book throughout the whole movie, her thoughts, anything that comes to her head, whether it's right or wrong. Any thought she has, she puts in the book. It's towards the end of the movie. It's Suzanne's last day here at the ward, and Lisa finds her book, and she runs downstairs to this basement, and they start reading the book, and obviously they're mad about it because Lisa's reading through the book, and she's reading out loud, and she's got two of her friends there, which is also Suzanne's friends. One of them's her roommate, and she's just reading to them what's in the book, saying, "Oh, Lisa is criminally insane." It's all just notes, things that have come to her head, all written down, and to them it's just like, it's disgusting. And you as a viewer, you're like, dude, I totally understand this. If I read somebody's diary like that, you don't know what they would have wrote. Anybody can write anything about you. It's like that saying, no matter what you do in life, you're gonna be the bad person in somebody's eyes. And so as they're reading this, they're all mad at her. It's only three girls down there, but Leah and Lisa being one of them. But they were the closest to Suzanne. They were Suzanne's best friends, and that was part of the reason that she didn't want to leave with Jared Leto earlier, because these are her friends now. She doesn't want to leave with him. She'd rather figure out a way, if she does want to leave, what she did, she'd rather figure out a way to get out on her own. And so Lisa, with her anger management issues, Lisa's chasing her, and she's got a needle. I'm pretty sure it was a lethal injection. I don't know what was in that needle, but she's chasing her with the needle, and they're backing her up into this corner, and they're at the point here where Lisa's just screaming at her. She's telling her, I'm pushing everybody's button. Well, why doesn't anybody ever push mines? And Suzanne snaps back and she says, because you're already dead. And Lisa just hears it all and just stops where she's at, dead in her tracks, and starts crying and falls to her knees and is just like, wow, for the first time you were shut up. And you can just tell by the acting, was just precise. Like, that is exactly how it would go in real life. That needle that she had, she was ready to stick with Suzanne. Now she was putting it up to her arm. And then one of the friends says, Lisa, no. And then she looks at Suzanne, who had told her all this stuff, and she just puts the needle down. And I'm thinking, man, this is not what I expected. I thought we were gonna get some scientific, very specific disorders of various different kinds and stuff. And while we did get a part of that, we got more story, which makes sense because it did come from a book. There were a couple emotional beats in this movie. Suzanne, now it's the next day, and Suzanne's going to Lisa's room, and Lisa's strapped down to the bed. She gets the okay to go in by Whoopi Goldberg, who's really good in this movie too, unfortunately. She she goes in and she sits down next to Lisa, and they just talk. And Lisa says, you know, I'm really not dead, right? And that part hit. We all know she's not dead. Like, she's not dead to you, or you're not dead to anybody. And the fact that she had to, like, say that for her own, recovery in what she, to feel better. To have Suzanne know that, listen, I'm not dead. I'm not really dead. You know that, right? She tells Suzanne, like, she's going to be here forever. Suzanne says, no, you're going to get out of here, and you're going to come see me. And man, it is so, like, it hits you on beats that you never expected to be hit on before. Like, I wasn't expecting to tear up or cry at any point in this movie, and I teared up because of that scene. Like, I didn't expect that. Nobody expects that. And the movie ends with Suzanne in a cab ride going back home. Where does she go from here? And she says the same thing that she did before. She wants to write. And this time they can accept that. Wow, like, we can actually accept you saying that, when they couldn't before because of her issue that she had before, which now she's recovered. And she gives one of the best ending speeches I've ever heard. She basically says that they were all her friends and she's never going to forget any of them. Some she saw again and some she didn't. Now for my movie rating. The fact that it was rated R, the fact that it was not woke and there was no politics, no woke politics, there wasn't anything throwing you off and distracting you from the actual story, and the fact that it respected the source material and didn't fly that far off, it and had the author there. All that put together, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. The writing was on point, the directing was on point, the acting from every single actor played in this film was on point. I had no trouble believing that I was actually there living in one of those rooms in the psychic ward. So what was your favorite part of the movie? Is there anything I missed? Let me know in the comments below. Other than that, Vega out.